Kavita Best. Welcome back to this grammar session of tenses with DK Grammar Classes. As I believe, friends, that grammar is fun, so let's enjoy it. Today we are going to start the tenses. Tenses in itself, it's a very vast and very important grammar topic. As in my previous video, I told you verb can be called backbone of English language because verb is compulsory to use for framing any sentence. In the same way, tenses you can call as foundation for the building of language English. So let's see and know and learn its usage and rules. So first of all, I would like to tell you what is a tense. Tense shows or tells us time of action, time of verb, and when the particular action takes place. So friends, tense shows the time of verb, you can say. For learning tenses, two things are compulsory to learn and to have knowledge of these two things. First, formulation, and second is its usage. Friends, formulation means rule, formula, because different tenses have different rules to be used. And second, usage. Usage means application. There will be no use even if you have learned all the rules, all the formulas of different tenses. But until and unless you'll bring it to the usage, you'll apply it in your day-to-day language or life, you will not learn tenses properly. So now friends, let's see. We have tenses, three main kinds of tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Three main tenses. So we have three main tenses and four subdivisions under each category of tense. For example, simple present tense, continuous present tense, perfect present tense, and perfect continuous present tense. And the divisions remain the same in all the tenses. That is 4 under present, the same 4 under past, and same 4 under future. So what we have concluded, friends, three main tenses and 4 subdivision of each tense. Then in all we have 12 tenses. And it's not an easy task to understand and to do all the 12 tenses in a single mode or in a single session. So just for your convenience, I'll take just one main tense, that is the present tense in this video. But I'll include all the four subdivisions of the same tense so that you'll know the difference between simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. You will know its usage, you'll know the differences in their rules and in what condition, under what circumstances, which particular present tense should be used. Now let's start. Now let's start with the present tense. The present tense, simple present tense is the first one. Simple present tense or present indefinite tense, one and the same thing. So what happens in this tense? The action that takes place regularly or after fixed interval of time to describe routines, habitual truth, general or universal truth, or the verbs that happen usually or sometime, means the things or the action that take place. Action जो होते हैं, these are called simple present tense. Now friends, for your convenience, I would like to give you few indicators. You know what are indicators? Tense indicators means words. If you find these words in a sentence, then it means it is simple present tense. And which are these indicators? Always, sometimes, often, seldom, every day, never, yearly, monthly, every week, then weekly, every morning, every evening. So these things shows that the action is regular. It takes place after fixed interval of time. So this is simple present tense. Now let's have a look on its rule. In simple present tense, we use subject, then verb first form. Till now, I hope you all know verb first form, second form, third form, and then object. Now, before giving you all the tenses rules in this form, subject, verb, object, Once again, just a kind of recall I would like to give you. Children, the person about whom something is said, the person who is doing that action is called subject. Action that is taking place called verb, and the word which completes that verb, whose action, whose effect is going on that object or person, that is called object. Okay, subject, verb, object. So the rule for this is subject, verb, first form, root form of the verb, that is called first form, and then object. Let's see the example. People speak Hindi in India. Now this is affirmative simple sentence. It's a kind of, you can say, general truth that the people of India, they speak Hindi. So this come under simple present tense. Now along with this, one other rule is also associated. Let us see what rule is this. If your subject is third person singular. Third person singular means, children, I don't know whether you know or not. Let me give you a quick revision. In English, we have three person: first person, second person, and third person. First person means, first person includes I, me, we, our, mine. Everything related to me is first person. Means every person calls himself or herself as first class. So you can remember like this. First person means I, second person means you, your, yours. This is second person. And third person means whatever, whichever, whoever is left. Third person, he, she, it, they, all the names, these are called third person. Okay. So in this rule, if your subject is third person singular, that is he, she, it, or any singular name. It may be the teacher, it may be the son, my mother, my friend, but singular. So what you'll do in that case, we use verb first form. Of course, we use verb first form, but along with the verb first form, we add s or es. Sometime s, sometime es. For example, verb is cook, so you will use cooks. But in case your verb is go, then it is goes, G-O-E-S. Wash, washes, es. So that you have to, you learn along with the, it will come with practice only. We have to use s, we have to use es. So I hope this rule is clear. Let's see the example. My mother cooks delicious food. Why my mother not cook? It's cooks because my mother is third person singular. I cook, you go, but he goes, she goes. Okay, I hope this difference is clear. This rule is clear. We have to use and when to use s or es with verb. Now let's move further. These are called affirmative kind of sentences. Affirmative means simple, that the sentences that end with full stop. Okay, now let's move further. Negative sentences. Negative means sentences with not. In negative sentences, we use subject, then which helping verbs, do or does. Depends on subject. If your subject is singular, then we use does. If your subject is plural, then we use do. Again, verb first form and then object. Let's see example. Mary, singular subject, does not like Chinese food. This is negative. Okay. Then they do not waste their time. They is plural, so we have used do not. They do not waste their time on mobile phones. Clear? Negative rule is clear. Now let's see third rule, that is about interrogative. Third rule, interrogative means question sentences, interrogative sentences. In that, again, same helping verbs we have to use do or does. If singular, does. If plural, do. So first of all, do or does, then subject, and then verb first form, and then object, and of course question mark, because this is interrogative kind of sentences. Let's see two examples. Do you like to eat junk food? Do you. Clear? You is always considered as plural subject. So we have used do. I and you, these two are considered as plural pronouns. So we always use plural helping verb with that. Does Sheena go for yoga classes? Again interrogative. So we have used this. Now after this, one thing where children usually get confused. That is, I have said with third person singular you have to use S or ES. My teacher teaches me well. My mother cooks the food very tasty. But here I have used S or ES in case negative or interrogative I am using. Does your teacher teaches you well? This you will write? No. Does your teacher teach you well? Here I have not used S or ES with third person also because already in the beginning we have used does. Do is a verb. Already ES we have used with do. So I have not repeated the same rule in second verb. Helping verb I have used ES. So does your teacher teach, not teaches. One more example I'll give you. My best friend does not invite me on her birthday. Now my best friend, again third person singular, invites. My best friend invites me on my birthday. This is simple sentence. So I have used invites. But if I will say my best friend does not, already I have used S or ES with do, then I will not repeat the same thing with main verb. My best friend does not invite me on her birthday. I hope children these rules are clear. That's all for simple present tense or present indefinite tense. And this tense is very important because most of the paragraphs, articles and answers we write in this tense only. So we need to learn this tense correctly. Usage should be clear. So learn the formula, rules, and then use the same tense in your day-to-day language. For practicing this tense, you can write paragraphs like my daily routine, my father's daily routine. So these kind of things are always written in simple present tense because you are describing your routine and that will be written in present tense. I hope everything is clear. Now let's move to the next tense. This is called present continuous tense or present progressive tense. As name suggests, the action that is in continuity, that is in progress. That's why this tense is called progressive or continuous. Now let's have a look on its rule. One thing more I just want to tell you. Whenever you are using continuous tense, you have to use verb ing form. Verb ing form shows continuity in action. Clear? Now let's see the rule. First of all, let me tell you the action that is taking place right now in present time. Now it's going on. And indicators, the words like now, right now, just now, in these days, at the moment, these all are always used in present continuous tense. And rule for this is subject, then helping verb. Actually, these are called helping verbs. It can be is, are or am. Is for singular, then are for plural, and I we use for am. Then verb ing we use and object. These are affirmative sentences. Let's see the examples. Children are playing in the park right now. The action is going on. That's why it's written in present continuous tense. Don't disturb me. Now this is not present continuous, but the person is instructing the other person not to disturb him because he is saying, I am doing my work. This is in progress. This sentence is in present continuous tense. Now let's see rule for interrogative question sentences. We always place helping verb in the beginning of sentence in case of interrogative sentences. I'm sorry friends, before that I forgot to tell you about negative sentence. First let me tell you about negative sentences. Negative sentences means subject, then helping verb, and then verb ing, and then helping verb, then not, then verb ing. Interrogative and negative sentences, we always use helping verb, and in case of negative sentence, we place not just after helping verb, then verb ing, and then object. This is called negative sentence. For example, she is not completing her work. And in case of interrogative, we place helping verb in the beginning, is RM, then subject, then verb ing, and then object. And then we put question mark. This is called interrogative sentences. For example, are you preparing for your exam? Question mark. Rule clear? Where to use not and when to use helping verb. In case of interrogative, we use helping verb in the beginning of sentence. Very simple. This is present continuous tense. So till now we have revised, we have done two tenses, simple present and present continuous tense. Separately we know its rule. Children, very important and very common thing that we use or we find in our language. At times, sometimes we find combination of two tenses. Here I am telling you about the combination of simple present that we have already done and present continuous tense that we are doing. See these two examples. My father usually goes to office by car. This is in simple present tense. This is in simple present tense because usually, I told you this is the indicator for simple present tense. I have used verb first form. Usually he goes by car. But today he is going by DTC bus. So this action is taking place today. So this is in continuous tense. So combination of simple present and present continuous. But you have to take care where to use simple routine action and where to use present continuous, the action that is taking place right now. One more example I would like to give you. My uncle lives in America. Again, this is simple present because this is first form, lives in America. This is habitual truth. He lives in America. But nowadays, he is staying in India with his family. This action is taking place in these days, nowadays. So it is written in present continuous tense and we have used helping verb and verb ing for this part and just verb first form for this because this is present continuous tense. I hope present continuous tense clear and the combination of simple present and present continuous, this kind is also clear. Now let's move further. Now this is present perfect tense. Again, as the name suggests, perfect, the work that is perfectly accomplished, perfectly done, comes under this present perfect tense. Now let's see its definition. The action that has recently been completed comes under present perfect tense. Now let's see its rules. Subject, has or have, and verb third form. That is called participle form also. And then object or object complement, because it's not necessary all the time that every verb has, every sentence has object, but in all the rules I am giving you object, then it's understood it may be object complement. Now here helping verbs used are either has or have. Where to use has, where to have, use have. Let's see the difference. Has helping verb is always used for singular, that is he, she, it and any singular name. Then have we use for I, you, we, they and all plural names like children, boys, Rohit and Sham, Mita and Mohini. So these kind of plural subject we use have. Now let's move further. Let's see example of simple affirmative sentence in present perfect tense. She has just taken tea, means she has taken tea. The work has been finished. I have already watched this movie twice, means again the action has already been finished. So these two sentences are of present perfect tense and affirmative sentences. Now see its negative. In negative we use not with helping verb and helping verbs are has or have. So the rule is subject plus has or have, then not, then verb third form and then object. Example, they have not called them for the party. One more example, the train has not arrived yet. So the action that has taken place or the action that has not taken place yet. These are present perfect tenses. Now let's see interrogative sentences. First of all, again, as we were doing in all the tenses, helping verbs should be placed in the beginning of sentence. Has or have according to the subject, then subject, then verb third form, and then object or object complement. And we put question mark in case of interrogative sentences. Let's see the examples. Has she left for the party? Has she left for the party? Another example. Have they not seen the Taj Mahal yet? So these two are the examples for interrogative. So that's all for the present perfect tense. Now let's move further for present perfect continuous. Let's start with present perfect continuous or present perfect progressive tense. Here the tense describes an action that began in past, that started in past and is still continuing and is still going on. Or you can say the action that is going on but it started in past when that time when that action started is already given. This is called present perfect continuous. Rule for this is subject, has or have, then been, verb ing again shows continuity of action, and we use since or for in this tense. Since or for we use to tell the time when that action started, and after that object or object complement. This is affirmative rule. For example, Manju has been sleeping means the action is going on, and when that action started, since 6 o'clock means she has been sleeping since this action is taking place since 6 o'clock. Next example, they have been playing for 3 hours means the action is going on and it started 3 hours ago. So this is present perfect continuous rule we have seen. Now let's move to negative of this sentence. Again, not we will use just after helping verbs, and helping verb we use in this tense has or have. So the rule is subject, has or have, then not, been, verb ing, object or object complement. This is negative. Let's see some examples. She has not been suffering from fever for 1 week. You have not been going to dance class for 2 months. This is present perfect continuous negative sentences. Then the last one is interrogative sentence of the same tense. Again, in interrogative sentence, the rule is we always use helping verb in the beginning of the sentence. So here we will use has or have according to the subject. Then we will use subject, then been, verb ing, then again to indicate time when that action started, we use since or for, and then object or object complement. Let's see some examples. Have you been sleeping since 8 o'clock? Has he not been living in this house for a long time? So these all are the examples of present perfect progressive or continuous tense. That's all with present perfect continuous tense. Children, I hope you have understood this. But one thing I would like to add along with the tenses. Here again and again I am using these two words, since or for, that we are using in present perfect continuous tenses, and we will be using in past and future of the same kind, perfect continuous tenses. So in brief, I just want to give you the difference in the usage, where to use since, where to use for. See children, since we use for point of time. Point of time means since when, kab se. That point of time is indicated with the help of since. Since, you can say since 8 p.m., since Monday, since 1994, since Diwali, means all the things. These are point of time. So we will use since here. Now if I talk about for is always used for period of time, means amount of time, kitna. that period of time we use for. For example, for 5 days, for a year, for 3 weeks, you can say for a long time. Means here point of time is not given, but period of time is given. Period of time. Here we have used for. So I hope usage of since and for clear. Now that's all for the tenses. Tenses part 1. The present tenses, all the 4 kinds of present tense: simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Okay, then the same advice I would like to give you children. This is very important. From the very beginning, when you start watching this video, keep pausing, keep stopping the video to note down the rules and examples so that you can learn it later on, you can do the practice and it will be helpful in your better understanding. Now, worksheet I am providing you, you can see from the description box. That's all for today's class. Wait for my next video, tenses part 2, in which I will discuss all the 4 kinds of past tenses. And till then, bye, stay safe, stay healthy.